name is Eric Tender. I'm author of the book, The Amazing Dog Training Man. And this is my little dog Martini. And today I want to talk to you about the Betty Crocker secret for teaching your dog to come back when you call them. The other dog that I used to have is a dog named Suede. And he was a Belgian Malinois. Very active, very energetic dog. Loved chasing balls, playing tug. Extremely driven dog. Anyways, one day I thought he was going to die because we were down at the beach on the ocean and he jumped in the water and he took off after some birds. And he got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and I could barely see his head anymore, and I didn't think he was going to be able to have the strength to get back the currents and stuff that get out there, so I was really nervous about that. And what I did the next day was I worked on his recall in the water because I wanted to make sure that no matter where he was or what he was doing, he would always come back to me. So if you just practice on land, he's going to get good at coming back to you on land, but if you never do it in the water or in other distracting environments, your dog's not going to get good with the recall. But that's not what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about the recipe for teaching your dog to come when called. Basically, when you cook something, especially when it comes to baking, when you bake a pie or a cake, there's a recipe that you follow. And if you leave out any of the ingredients, it usually doesn't taste that good. So what we need to make sure is that when we are baking a cake, we follow the instructions, we use all the ingredients so that it comes out right. It's the same thing when we're working with a dog. With baking, I know this from watching my wife, there's usually 3 key ingredients. Flour, milk, eggs, sugar. Those are the key ingredients when it comes to baking. There's 3 key ingredients for teaching a dog to come when called. And I want to share those with you so that your dog develops a really good recall. The first key ingredient is that you always want to make sure you have your dog's attention. If your dog does not look at you when you say their name, then they're not going to come back to you. All learning begins with attention. Your dog, if he doesn't do an obedience command, there's a good chance they're not paying attention to you. So you need to be able to say the dog's name, and they have to look at you. If they don't do that, you got to do some attention exercises. So if I say, Martini, oh, what a good girl. I got the attention. That's what you need to happen with your dog. So, first one is attention. The second one is you need to make sure you set your dog up for success. Your dog has to be set up for success. So many people set their dog up for failure. And if you set your dog up for failure, all that's going to happen is you're going to get upset and angry with your dog. So, for instance, let's say you have a 6-month-old lab who doesn't really have a good recall. You go outside with them, you let him off leash in a distracting environment, you start calling him, he ignores your command, you've just set your dog up for failure. You always want to set your dog up for success. And you can do that in the house in the beginning when you first start working with your dog because it's usually easier for a dog to come when called in the house. And then there's some other exercises that you can do when you're outside in the yard. And I share them in my report that I'll tell you about in just a second. So, set your dog up for success. The last step is you always want to reward your dog for coming to you. You never want to punish your dog once he gets to you. So, if she chews something up and you walk in the house and you say, Fluffy, come over here. And you come over to you and you grab him, shake him, and yell at him. They're going to make the association. Coming to you is not such a great thing. So they're going to stay away. So you want to make sure that every time your dog comes to you, it's always for something positive. And the recall is one of the most important commands you can teach your dog. So you want to make sure you use lots of rewards. Don't be stingy. Load on the rewards and the treats so that your dog has a super good recall and comes flying back to you when you call him. So those are the 3 key ingredients to making sure your dog has a good recall. If you'd like to get more information about developing a good recall on your dog, check out my report, 8 incredibly simple steps to teaching your dog the come when called command. You can get it free at my website, alwayscomewhencalled.com. Go check it out today, and thanks for watching this video.